Hello, welcome back to the Star Wars Stuff podcast, where we talk about Star Wars and all things Star Wars. I'm Mary.
And my name is Zach.
Awesome. Before we get started, Zach, do you want to thank some people?
I would love to. So we'd like to thank our top tier Patreon supporters, starting with Lee McCallion, Kevin Leininger, Devin McCaffrey, Zach Netzel, Maya Morris, Adam Haber. Dudes, I love that dude. Front Row King, Cam from Indiana, Mariana Atia Arnold. She's all right too. Rest Jedi 27, Alex Blundell, Indiana Solo, BC Dumit, and Sean Smith. Thank you so much for all the support that you guys give the podcast. We'd be in a different spot without you for sure. We do
For
appreciate all the
sure.
contributions, top to bottom. And also reach out to Adam on his socials if you want to meet up for Patreon hangouts. He'll coordinate that for sure.
At Bucky's.
We'd also like to thank Legion Sabers for partnering with us. You can use the code STUFF at checkout to get, I believe,
I
10%
think
off.
it's no. So what happened is they changed it, and I might be wrong
It's
on this. So
5%. Just kidding.
no, I think it's an additional $5 off when you use the word
Awesome.
stuff at
Perfect.
checkout. But I think they have like a built-in discount now.
Awesome. Well, shout out to I think Matt and Izzy over there.
Mhm.
I've met Izzy in person. I've only chatted with Matt over the phone, but they're both great guys.
Yeah.
From my interactions with them, so I would recommend their products to a friend. I've had friends of mine buy their stuff, and they've been super happy. So it seems like a win-win. Super pumped.
Nice. Okay. So
So
before we get started, hold on one second. Number one, did you see how that went so much slower? I learned how to edit, guys. I promised everyone the last time I was
what,
on
like
here with Craig.
with
Yes.
the banner speeds?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I promised everyone last time that I would practice and do a better job at this.
you nailed
So
it.
thank you. Thank you. But for realsies, we're on here to talk about Mando and Grogu.
What's that?
We under It's a movie. It's a movie
I'm just
that
messing with
just
you.
came out. So if you haven't watched it yet, we are going to talk about spoilers. So
That's true.
go away. Come back later.
I think
Listen to this
the one
later
person we
on.
had with us live left, so there's a
Yeah.
good chance that the person watching was like, "Oh, I don't want spoilers." Oh, now we got two more people, so okay.
Oh, hi
It's
guys.
man, maybe there's people that just want it. It's all good. If you want spoilers, and that's okay. Cool.
Yeah.
If you want to learn what's going on, that's all good. But
If you've
do
already watched it and want to join in the conversation, here's the time to do it with us.
it's true.
But if you don't want spoilers, it's in the title right above. Spoiler warning. Don't watch right now. Come back later and stuff. David promised he would drop this episode on Apple soon
Did you
and
see your
stuff.
thing? It did the thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
I can also. I think. Yeah, there it is. I
Wait,
can
can
also
we do it like
hearts.
you know what I mean?
Oh, hold
Like,
on. Hold on. Because
yeah.
you're on the other side
Does
of
that
me.
work? I know.
No,
Does
no,
that
no. You
work?
have to do it on the other side.
Oh, wait, we're mirrored like
Yeah.
that
There you
way.
go.
Er,
Let's see.
That looks so backwards on my screen, but if it works, oh,
That's
woof,
so funny. Maybe this
woof.
is why we're not allowed to do lives together
Well,
alone.
and
We need supervision.
a couple years ago, David always brings up like we talk about ideas that are slam dunks, and I'm like, dude, I should have like a Nerf basketball like in front of my camera, and I'll toss it up, and you have like a Nerf hoop in your camera all the way down in Texas, and you just pretend to
Oh,
dunk it, you know.
that'd be so great.
But anyway,
Uh,
real
so
quick
yeah,
before we dive into the meat and potatoes of the
yeah,
movie,
yeah.
SpaceCon is like 3 weeks from today.
21 days, people.
21 days. The band will be together for the first time ever. This version of the band.
This
So
version of the band.
we're super pumped. It's gonna be a great time. I got my toys like sitting like right here-ish that I'm gonna get signed when we go down. So I'm
Nice.
super
I have to get
pumped.
my poster out of its frame and put it in my
Oh,
poster tube and start getting things. I for sure need a
stresses
checked
me out
bag.
for
I'm
sure.
definitely gonna have to take a checked bag. I have
For
so
sure.
much stuff I'm bringing with me. It's
That's
wild.
awesome. That's
But
awesome.
and I'm have so much Bucky's stuff to take home. Are
I
you
Yeah,
excited
it's
for your
true.
sweater?
I'm so pumped to come home with an extra sweatshirt. That's a
So if you guys heard the podcast me, James, and Zach did during Mall Shadow Lord, we had a gentleman's wager in it where I bet that Devin would die. And Zach was like, "No, it's not happening." And I was all like, "Let's see, let's bet." And so we made a bet for a Bucky sweatshirt,
Yes.
and Zach won a Bucky sweatshirt.
Boom. I'm pumped. I thought I wanted the black one, but maybe I want a different color. Maybe it'll be a spur of
The
the
gray
moment
one's
decision.
nice.
The gray one is
Yeah.
nice, but I have like 5 different gray sweatshirts. I'm like, man, maybe this is my chance to diversify because it's either like blue, navy blue, or gray that I have.
Oh,
Like,
I'm
I
I'm
need to
getting you a
get.
red one.
I need.
N- Maybe that's the caveat. If I'm getting it for you, I have to pick the colors.
Ooh, we'll figure that out when we're down there. But anyway, SpaceCon's coming up soon. It's going to be a ton of fun. I'm sure, if you're at the convention, you could come say hi to us, or I'm sure we're going to be doing either some live podcast at the show or
Yep.
afterwards in the crib. So we'll should be a ton of fun. But
Yeah. I'm very
yeah,
excited. I think we're all very excited. We're
yeah, it'll be
already
fun.
discussing how we're going to get everywhere and what we're going to do.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is very
Uh,
true. I think
yeah.
yeah, no, it should be fun. I call bunking with David, by the way, but I
We
think me and
each get our own room, my dude. You don't need to bunk with
my
anybody.
statement still stands, and I think me and Craig are gonna have to fight over David. But
You're going to rock, paper, scissors. Who gets to cuddle David at night?
no, we're gonna rock paper scissors lizard Spock because that's what we did in the group chat.
That's
If
true.
anyone knows that from the Big Bang Theory TV show, that's what's up. If not, search it on YouTube. It's hilarious. Anyway, we got a movie to talk about, Mary. We
We
have a
do.
whole movie to talk about. Um,
Okay. So
we
let's start here. What was your expectation going into this movie? How many spoilers did you already have before going into the movie? Nice. And give a rating what you thought it was going to be before you saw it
okay,
and a rating of what you felt it was after you saw it.
okay. Um, Guy, good question. You should host a podcast.
I should.
Uh, so okay, going into it, what? Okay, the first chunk of the question was, um, what did you
What
think
was
of
your
the? What was
expectation?
my expectation? Okay, so my expectations were set low in terms of like when I go into these movies. I'm a huge lore person. I love when the
Mhm.
stories progress. I love when there's deeper dives into things that we kind of know about, we kind of don't know about. And I knew this movie well, I guess I really figured this movie was going to be like an episode of The Mandalorian that's 2 hours shot in IMAX. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I went into it with those expectations, and I think those were pretty fair expectations. But digesting that and accepting that is a lot harder for me because I'm a huge story person. I'm a huge lore person. Like, I need to see the narrative move. Like, this almost feels like the first and only Star Wars movie where there hasn't really been a huge narrative movement. You know what I mean?
I would agree with that because like as I trying to think of like these other one-offs and stuff, for me that's like Solo, right? We have a party crasher.
Or not yet.
Hello. I was saying not yet, but you just let me in. Thank you
Dude,
very
you called
much.
it. He's got his hat.
Oh my god,
Twinsies.
you're wearing your hat too.
And
I
Um,
we'll
love
go
it.
into
I
why
love
me and
it.
James both have the same hat after.
I do
Okay.
love
Do
that
you
And I
need a
too.
also have
moment? Should I remove you? I'm gonna remove you for 2 minutes so you can get your life together. You want to do that?
okay. Okay, I appreciate that. Yes. Give me
Okay,
2 seconds,
bye.
listener. Sorry about that. Bye.
So, as James gets ready, I'll finish answering the question with my long-winded answer because I do that way too much. Thanks for bearing with me, listeners. But, um, yeah, I don't know. I went into this I think my expectations were set right, but digesting that and accepting that my expectations were pretty on the nose. I'd
Hmm.
like to say I think my expectations were on the nose. It was so hard to digest that. Like I still wanted more from it. Like the movie looked great, the acting was great, the score was great, the action sequences were great. Like it looked polished, like it looked great. But I wanted they open it with the opening crawl of talking about like the Imperial
Yeah.
remnants and like it was kind of a plot point of season 3 in the background a little bit.
Real quick, would you even call that a crawl though?
No, because they did that in Ahsoka. Like they were talking about this movie having an opening crawl, but Ahsoka had
Kathleen
something very
Kennedy.
similar to what we got in the
Kathleen Kennedy
Mandalorian.
promised us a crawl, and she did not deliver on that.
Because I mean, it's I think it's good to set the narrative period,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's the opening crawl or like a couple text blurbs. I guess it's better than nothing in my opinion. Um, but overall, I think my expectations were set appropriately, but it was still hard to digest that for me personally. That's just a me
Yeah.
thing. Not to knock it, but the next part of the question, what would I rate it? Are we doing like out of 10?
Yeah. Out of 10, before you saw it, what you thought the rating was going to be for
Okay.
you.
I thought the rating was going to be around a 7.5 out of 10, and I would say I'd give it a
Okay.
7 out of 10. So I was
So you were pretty
lined up with where I thought it'd be and where I wanted it to be. But I'm trying to think. And then what was the last part of your question? I'm sorry, I'm all over the
I
place
think that was
tonight.
no, that's okay. I asked you like
Cool.
a bunch of questions all in a row. No, I think that was it. It was like, what was your expectation? Oh,
Yeah.
you already answered. You didn't have spoilers. You're
Yeah,
pretty
no
good about
spoilers.
staying
I
away
got
from those.
I got lucky with that. I also wasn't in spots where that would have necessarily happened, but I went and saw it at an IMAX theater. It was 6:05 p.m. Eastern time. Like it was, people just kind of getting out of work. It seemed pretty. It was
Mm-hmm.
super. 15 minutes before the projector turned on, it was like dead. But I'd say it was 70 to 80% full, maybe even a
Oh,
little over by the
nice.
time the movie actually started, which was good. So I was a little nervous about that. But I remember looking at my seats online and seeing a bunch of seats filled. So,
Yeah.
I was pumped for that. But let me think. Yeah, no, that's. I guess I'll turn it back to you, and then we'll ask James what he thinks when he joins up. But
Yeah. So my expectation before going into this movie was, is this a part of the Mandoverse? Like, is this a part of that bigger story, that big picture? That was like the big question for me. But John and Dave had done that 4-minute interview talking about how this was supposed to be like season 4,
oh,
and
is
they
that
asked
I
him
sent the
like,
group chat?
mm-hmm.
Nice,
So it was like, this is supposed to be, they asked him like, hey, we need a movie. We haven't had done a movie in a long time. Do you have anything that you can make into a movie right now with these characters? And he was just like, well, for a Star Wars movie, you got to have something someone brand new can walk into the theater and watch. But what they had written out for season 4 could not do that. So they
for
basically
sure,
had to rewrite it. So with that knowledge, I then was like, okay, this is a side quest movie. So I kind of already knew going into this, and it was kind of confirmed. Like, this is not going to bleed into the rest of the storyline kind of
for sure,
stuff.
for sure.
you know it's just going to be a side quest buddy little movie, and I was very okay with that. Like, I'm okay with standalone movies.
Yeah.
I can enjoy it for what it is. So my expectation was pretty on par to what it actually turned out to be.
Hmm.
um Before going in, I was in my mind giving it about a 5 to a 6,
Okay.
because there were so many mixed reviews. Like, a lot of people who had been invited to see parts of it, things like that, were giving it really positive reviews. People outside of those groups that had gotten to see it in advanced screenings were not giving it really positive reviews. So for me, between that knowledge and then the knowledge of, like, they did no marketing for this. So
Sure.
I was in the camp of like, if they're not going to promote this, do they really actually care about it? And if they don't
Mm,
actually care about it, how good could it really be? So I was in that camp. So I started with my expectation at like a 5-6 going into this.
yeah.
I walked out of there at, like, what did I say? 8.9
Yeah. I think so.
and stuff. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it for a lot of reasons. Like you said,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
action was really great.
For
It was
sure.
nonstop. I think that cold open was just
Oh, it
chef's
was so good.
kiss.
That was really good. It
So
was
it
like
was
John
one of my
Wick
favorite
meets
colds.
Star Wars.
Mhm. Exactly. I think that's the perfect way to describe it. It was like one of my favorite cold opens that we've
Oh yeah.
had so far.
All of his shots were
Um
like headshots to all the stormtroopers. Like he
yes.
was not messing around. But
The flame through the entire room, and then all the like the Empire people were just like pointing out the elevator. He's over there. He's that way.
yeah,
You
that
know
was
what I
pretty
mean?
good for sure.
It was such a good balance of like action and comedy. I will say something that really elevated it for me was who I saw it with and
Mm,
stuff. Like, I
sure.
was at the El Capitan. James and I were both there, And it was funny. So I was sitting, and then there was two people next to us, and then it was James and his lovely wife Nicole and stuff. So like we were sitting together but not together and stuff.
That's
And the
fair.
person said, yeah, the person sitting next to me, and so this speaks into like who I saw it with, right? The person sitting next to me, never met them before. They were a droid builder.
Oh wow.
Uh-huh. Mhm. And he was like, "Oh, me and my friend are seat 105 and 109. My husband and I were 6 and 7, and then there was a person sitting in 8 and stuff." He's like, "Do you guys mind scooting down one?" And I was like, "Yeah, no problem. It's not a big deal, right?" And then he's like, "I'll make it worth your while." I'm like, "I will hold you to that, sir." And he's like, "Yeah, right now." He's all like, "Get your camera out and get your hands free." So I handed my phone off to my husband, and he put Grogu in my lap and stuff. So I saw him like pull open this portfolio thing, and I was like, "You have a droid. You, sir, have a droid." I didn't expect it to be Grogu, but I knew he had a droid with him and stuff. And then he put him in my lap, and I was just gushing over how cute it is and stuff. And
Oh,
then the person sitting next to him was in full Mandalorian gear. The whole row in front of us was in all Mandalorian gear.
wow.
So like, yeah, and the theater was packed. And it was a group that was there to have fun, to
Hmm.
enjoy this, that loves Star Wars. It was a fan event, so like with your ticket, you got some fun stuff like this hat,
Very
Funko
nice.
Pop, a pen, um, you
Hold on, hold
know,
on, hold on. When you say a pin,
a
you think
pen.
it's an actual pin that you got to put
Yeah,
on you
no,
and
no,
wear. No, no, it's
it's
an
a
actual.
pen.
It's a pin. It's a pin you write with. All right, just if you're watching us on YouTube,
Wait,
yeah, I
is
was
there a difference
very
between a pen
disappointed.
and a pen?
A pin and a
Exactly.
Oh,
pen.
pin. Okay. I heard you say pen both times, but maybe
Yeah,
I'm just I didn't take my crazy pills this morning, so
yeah. Me and
that's
James, we're
very
twinning
cool.
it today.
So
Dang, I don't have
I was a little
really have
disappointed by that. I was because I was expecting a like an actual something I could put on me that says I was there opening night of Mandalorian and Grogu. Instead, it was just this.
What about your hat?
Well, yeah.
Oh, in
Well,
the
we
hat.
also got a
Yep.
credential. You get a
Oh yeah.
credential that's on a lanyard that says opening nights, and it
Ooh.
was also the 100-year
Wow.
anniversary of the El Capitan Theater.
Dang. That is super
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
and
Yeah. May
then this is
3rd,
the Funko Pop
nineteen
you
twenty
got.
six.
Dang. I
You
just got a
got the
movie
Funko
ticket
Pop.
stub that said untitled Star Wars movie. Like, did you guys see
That's
my
so
picture?
weird.
They printed it
Yeah,
off
that
at
was
the desk and
weird.
it said untitled Star Wars movie. And I'm like,
That's ridiculous.
You're like, it's been titled for years, people.
well, and this IMAX theater's been very hit or miss with like posters afterward if you go opening night since COVID. Before COVID, it was a
Yeah,
guarantee almost every time, but it's been very hit or miss. And I was really hoping that they had some, but they
yeah,
didn't. So, oh
yeah.
well.
That sucks.
But that's awesome.
I
So you guys
kind of
got all that stuff.
expected. Yeah, I was kind of expecting us to get a poster as well. So my ticket came with the Funko Pop, the hat, the pen, the lanyard, and popcorn and a drink and
Nice.
stuff. You walk inside, there's a statue of Mando and Grogu that you could take pictures with.
Aw.
You can get any of the popcorn buckets and sippers from Disneyland there at the El Capitan, because it is owned by Disney and stuff.
Oh, I
So,
didn't know that. That's cool.
yep.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting this guy.
Oh, I saw that. I really thought about it.
This is my popcorn bucket. That's Mando
Where does the popcorn go?
in here.
Oh,
Whoa.
okay,
So
cool.
sits in your lap and you
Has
just
popcorn touched that
dive
thing
in.
yet? Or will popcorn
No,
ever touch that thing?
no. I still have to add batteries to it, and then when you press its head, it'll like, yeah, no.
In the year of our Lord 2026, when our popcorn buckets need batteries for
Yeah.
maximum performance.
Who
Oh,
would have
that's wild.
who would have thought, right? Like who would have thought that that was what was going to happen?
Disney.
But now,
Like when they
Disney.
opened the El Capitan back in 1926, where they were like, you know, in 100 years,
we're going to be
we're
here.
gonna sell popcorn buckets that you need batteries for. Yeah.
Yeah. And now they're there.
And
Only
now
took
Now
them
they're
100
there.
years to get
Uh,
there. So it was a really great experience. There were also a bunch of other things. There was a laser show, everything. There's a gentleman. It's like a theater. It's got a stage and everything. But it's a movie theater.
Mm.
So the whole curtain show, everything happens. There's a laser show that happens. There's an organ player that was playing John Williams music from like E.T. to Star
Wow.
Wars to Indiana Jones. It was just amazing. So like I will say, to be totally fair, my score also is influenced by all of that.
Sure.
So I don't, yeah. So for me, like those were all the like total wins for me. Action, comedy, the shared experience of everybody clapping together, laughing
Nice.
together. There
Yeah.
was a point, and this is very,
Oh boy.
very to the Star Wars stuff podcast. So, like I said, James is not sitting far from me. There's a point in the movie where the Hutts say the line you
They
guys
want a
always,
longa. Dude,
and
I laughed out loud. My wife thought it was weird.
so did James, and I heard it, and then I heard James laugh, and then I started to laugh, and then my husband was like, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "James."
That's so funny.
I wasn't ready for
Yeah.
that. I was not ready for
No,
him to
me
say
neither.
they want. He's like, they want a
Especially
longer. I was like,
right
ah.
outside the jail cell. It's like,
Hmm.
yeah, they had me and they got me and it worked. I just hook, line, and sinker. Disney, well played.
Yeah. There was a
But
lot of fun moments like that.
oh, that's super cool. Well, mine
Yeah.
started off where like some dude was in my seat. And I'm like, hey, I think you're in my seat, and he's like, no, and I'm
Oh,
like, but
Ooh.
the guy, and then he was like, well, that's weird. We always sit here, and he looked at, and I'm like, dude, just like, okay,
look at your
Move.
ticket.
yeah, and he ended up moving, and he was like, and I'm like, okay, cool. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But
He was a
now
brave guy. And
it's
for people who don't know or don't watch, Zach is very tall. I would have been terrified if you
Yeah.
came up to me and be like, "You're in my seat," and I'd be like, "Yes, sir," right away.
oh, I'm
I'll
tall
just
for
find
nothing.
somewhere else to sit.
I'm just a big teddy bear, but we'll let strangers think otherwise. But now
Yeah.
we need to ask James
Oh
the
yeah,
question.
your
Yes.
turn.
So if he didn't hear, float him the question, Mari, just to catch him up quick.
Okay, to start, what was your expectation going into this movie before seeing it? What score would you give it if what was the score you'd give it before watching it? What you expected it to be versus what is the score you give it now after you've seen it?
Hold on, let me write this down. Just kidding. um, with my new pen, I
Ah,
went in very. I wouldn't say low expectations. I did have pretty high expectations because it is John Favreau directing it, and he's proven before that he knows what he's doing. He knows how to direct a really great film. I mean, you look at movies like Iron Man, Sathura, Chef, especially, are just
oh yeah.
tremendously great movies. So I'm like, okay,
Elf.
Favreau's directing it. Elf, exactly, a classic Christmas movie, like maybe
The
top
greatest
like five
Christmas movie.
classic. Yeah, exactly.
Greatest.
So I'm over here like, all right, Star Wars aside, it's Favreau. So already my expectations were a little bit high. And then listening to some of his interviews, listening to how he said he wanted to get back to that feeling when you watched Star Wars in the theaters back in 1977. And hearing him even before he ever directed Star Wars talking about how much he wanted that feeling, like for Sathura especially, how he wanted that real life feel like when you watch Star Wars. And so I'm like, all right, man, you're kind of setting the bar kind of high, and the trailers looked really good too. So my expectations were pretty good. And sorry if there's an echo, everybody. I hear an echo. Do y'all hear that?
No.
Zach hears it.
Oh, that's why I
Anyways,
muted myself. I didn't know if it was me or not, but
Let me see if
Mary, mute
let's
your
see if
mic.
it's
Let's see if
me.
it's all right. I'm talking. It's Mary. Somehow it's bleeding over. Anyways,
oh, I can talk again. Oh, I'm just kidding. Keep going. Sorry,
that's
man.
terrible. Sorry. But anyways, so my expectations were pretty high. Trailers looked great. I love the character Mando. I love the character Grogu. Even though the season 3 wasn't the best, I was a little disappointed by season 3. So I was like, all right. So my expectation, I rated it maybe about a 7 or an 8, maybe like a high 7. Going into this thing, as the movie was playing halfway through, I was like, this is amazing. This is so good. And then at the very, very end, when it was over, I texted the group and I forget what I said. And I still stand by it. It's like a 9.3 rating out of 10. Because Are we going into spoilers here, everybody? I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Are we
Yes,
all going into
sir.
spoilers?
Spoiler ahead.
The pacing of this movie is what made me love it. It was one of those Star Wars movies which we've never experienced before, where he goes in and he gets told, "Hey, you got to go to this place," and he goes, "Okay." Cut to he's going to the place. Cut to he arrives at the place. Cut to he's looking around and talking. I'm like, oh my gosh, we are like literally going. Like we are literally just getting the plot going. There's no, and here's another thing, everybody. There's no subplot in this movie. It's pretty much Mandalorian and Grogu together, and it's them. There's no like we're gonna cut away and we're gonna go see what's the Empire up to right now. We're gonna cut away and say what's Sigourney Weaver's character up to.
Hmm.
There's none of that in this movie. So I was very blown away by that as like at the beginning of the film how it progressed, and then as it kept going, I said, "Oh my gosh, like this is pretty different for Star Wars to do a movie like this." Um, and the pacing of it is what really made me think this is one of the best Star Wars movies I've ever seen. And I'm gonna say this. I told Mary this earlier, and she gave me a ooh. I told another friend of mine, and he went ooh. And I'm gonna tell you right now,
It's
Zach,
really
and you're gonna go,
controversial.
yeah.
Hey, it's all good.
It's pretty controversial.
All right, listeners,
I'm
y'all
in.
gotta
I'm all
turn
ears.
on me.
I'm gonna learn
All
with
right.
you, listeners, live in the
Okay.
moment.
I liked this movie more than Rogue One by miles and miles. This movie blew Rogue One out of the water for me. Like I was I forget what moment of the film I said, "Oh, this is better than Solo and Rogue One,
It was
hands
Dawana
down."
Wanga.
It was maybe
100%.
Dewana Wanga. No, I think it was
Wanga.
the I forget which action sequence it was. I think it was when he's with the Hutts and they take off the helmet. That whole sequence, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I'm like, "There's so much happening,"
Sure.
and that was in my brain. That's when it hit me. This is better
Hmm.
than Rogue One, and I'm gonna stand by that. And I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of shenanigans from people about that, but that is honestly my opinion. And yeah,
Boom.
I, I I thought it was a great Star Wars movie. Uh-oh.
You have the right to any opinion you want.
Hey, that's baller, man.
You
I'm glad he liked it. Well, I
have the
like
right
it too.
to
Don't
any
get me
opinion
wrong.
you want.
I don't want to say that as I didn't like it. You know what I mean? But no, that's
Oh
sweet,
no,
dude.
yeah, and I will say this, and I used to hear people when they saw Rogue One and how they were like, it felt like Star Wars. It felt like
Mm,
this is Star Wars when I saw Rogue One. Mandalorian and Grogu made me think that. It made me
mm,
feel like I was watching the original trilogy because it was fun and very much like George Lucas. It was fast and intense. It was
mm,
super. It was very specific in the story it was telling. And what made it really interesting is when it's over, you kind of look at the story and say, "Oh, it was actually a pretty simple story. It's not as grand as you would think it's going to be." But then you think about A New Hope, episode 4, and you go, that was kind of a very simple story back in 1977. And then in my brain, I started thinking, oh, that's what Favreau said. He wanted to get back to that feeling. And maybe part of that feeling was let's simplify the story and let audiences come back
mm.
into Star Wars in this new way. And for me, it felt like a great Star Wars adventure. And I was genuinely happy with it. Like to the point where when it was over, I said, I want to watch it again. I want to see it immediately again. And I haven't felt that way about a Star Wars movie in a while. To where when it was over, I was like, I gotta watch it again. Like I need to watch this movie
That's
again.
awesome.
So yeah, yeah, that's my opinion.
Bang.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
It's a
Um,
controversial one.
Hey,
do you guys
all
want to
good.
talk about specific moments that really stood out to you in the movie, like certain scenes, like Wanga, things like that?
Uh, yes, and you know
Okay, go
what?
for it.
I called out from the beginning that the sequence they showed us in Japan, which by the way was very edited. Now that you see the whole like the movie was, the sequence they showed us in Japan, I knew was the opening of the movie. I was like, that's the opener. And it's funny, Mary, and you say a cold open because I was like, because it's in the snow.
I
I was
never
like,
put that together. Wow.
that 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 was like right on par with freaking J.J. Abrams literally ending The Force Awakens on a cliffhanger. I was like, you suck. Anyways,
That dude, I
so,
learned two things today. Wow.
so I was pretty
Why do they
happy when
call it a cold? Do you know why they call it a cold open?
please tell me.
I would love to know. Wait, I thought James was doing the tidbits.
No, I want to hear this from
Oh,
Mary.
okay,
Why do they
okay,
call it
okay.
a cold open?
I'm asking you.
Oh, are
Oh,
you
you don't
serious right
know?
now? Oh, I don't know either. I just
Yes.
always hear that term whenever you like watch a show. For me, a cold
I need to
open,
look it
quote
up
unquote,
now.
is a way to
Mhm.
introduce your characters with something that's really not related to
Hmm.
the main plot of your story. Um, it's just to ease you into what's about to happen. Is am I right?
Yeah,
Let's
I think
see.
it's kind of something that happens before like any title card or opening credits or anything, right?
So a
Yeah.
cold open is an intro into the movie, but it has nothing to do with the story. It just gives you the feel of what the movie is supposed to be. That's my understanding of it. This is what the internet says. A
What's
cold
Google
open
say?
is a narrative tech A cold open is a narrative technique used in television and film, where a story begins immediately with a scene, action, or dialogue before the opening credits or title sequence roll. Also known as a teaser, its primary purpose is to hook the audience's attention right away.
Well, it did a really good job of that.
Well,
I'll be
that was a
Agreed.
great cold open.
It
Um,
was.
hundred
It
percent.
really was.
I was gonna say it
it
had
was
to do
In the
yeah.
something with the
cold.
plot because like the opening crawl, sarcastic air quotes. Oh,
Oh, we got a party crasher.
we got a party crasher. But the air quotes like opening crawl set up that plot thread and it just jumps right into it and then bam bam bam, there we go. You know?
Yeah.
What was your reaction to the title sequence?
I loved it. Like it was the
It was different.
classic like from the TV show, but then the da-dung, like it added Grogu at the bottom.
Well, no, not that part. I mean, when it said
The
Pedro
the supposed
Pascal,
crawl.
Oh, like the Top
Oh,
Gun
Jeremy
opening?
Allen White, when we started
Yeah.
getting the character, I was like, whoa, Star Wars has never done this.
Yeah.
Which made me think right off the bat, because we did get the Lucasfilm logo. We did not get a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
That's
we
true.
did not get a
Solo
crawl.
and Rogue One did that exactly a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away to make you go, okay, this is a Star Wars movie, and then the movie would start. Like Rogue One, it just went boom. Solo, boom. Solo actually had a crawl, which was longer than what this one was,
True.
quote unquote. So immediately when it just started, I said, okay, they are really telling people this is not like the other Star Wars movies. This is a completely new Star Wars story we're about to watch, which is why when you watch Rogue One, which is why when you watch Solo, hey, you two stop texting over there. I see y'all texting. Which is why when you watch Solo, which is why when you watch Rogue One, it's Rogue One, a Star Wars story. It's Solo, a Star Wars story. This is literally just called Mandalorian and Grogu. And so immediately, what's up?
Okay, so here's my thing. I like this movie a lot. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Do I have some qualms and gripes? Yes, absolutely I do. And one of them is the title. I really wish they had titled it The Adventure of the Mandalorian and Grogu. Because that would have given
Mm,
people such a great expectation off the bat versus this back and forth and stuff like that. And would have really prepared people for like this buddy adventure, you know?
hmm.
Craig, did you have something to say?
Hey, Craig, how you
Well,
doing?
I saw the movie for the second time yesterday. I saw it on the 3D IMAX yesterday, and I thought it was even better, even better. My score still stands about an 8 out of 10 or so. So I thought it was really solid. Um, there are, I see a lot of the reviews now. I look at the reviews more closely, and I think there are some valid points about the movie. The complaints. Is this a spoiler-free episode, or what are we doing tonight?
We're
Spoilers
diving in.
allowed.
Spoilers ahead.
Spoilers are ahead, so we're assuming everybody's seen the movie.
Well,
Or that
we're
they're
telling
down
people
for
if you
spoilers.
haven't, yeah, if you haven't watched it, don't listen to this episode. Pretty much.
I titled it spoiler warning in all caps. Me and Zach
Okay.
spent 3 minutes telling people it's a spoiler.
So I think there was a valid point about the end battle scene where the X-wings all kind of come in. There's not really a lot of intensity to the battle. You kind of know what's going to happen. You're not really worried about anything because what do
Yeah.
you really think anybody's going to die at that point? So
It felt very
sometimes,
fan servicey. Like you get to see Sigourney again, you get to see Dave Filoni and Rick and Zeb again. It felt very fan service, and
yeah,
it's an
you
easy
have
way
to.
to get them out.
I feel like sometimes with the shows and the movies, there's not a real feeling of a consequence that could happen because you don't think any of those three are going to die in that moment. So really what is the excitement about? You know, it's cool to see, but at the same time, you know, when you watch A New Hope, people are getting killed. You know what I mean? You're watching everybody die. And you
I
know,
don't think that's
you
true.
watch
There was a really good point in time. I thought the Mandalorian, I thought Din Djarin was going to die, like
I
before seeing the movie.
agree. I'm not talking about the poison part. I'm talking about the battle scene at the end
Yeah, but there could have
when
been a
all the
moment like
X-wings are
where
coming
it's
in.
Grogu saves him from the poison. This,
No, that
you
that
know,
was good. That was really heartfelt.
yeah, I thought that was great, but I thought like, okay, Grogu saves him, and then now this point where we're like, okay, they're safe. We are gonna lose him. I genuinely thought that throughout the whole movie. So I did
Mhm.
have that feeling of like, oh, potentially someone really could die in this. I thought maybe
And
Rada
you're
would
talking
die.
about that last battle when all the X-wings come in. You thought, who did you think
Yeah.
was going to die?
I thought Din was
Besides
gonna
all the
die as
Djarin,
Huns in
well.
that building.
I I thought Din was gonna die or Rada was gonna die.
I
When
thought
they
Din
went
was gonna
before
die.
they went over the edge,
Huh.
Yeah,
I'm with you,
like he would
Craig. I totally
sacrifice
get where you're
himself.
coming
he
from.
has a jetpack.
Yeah, but I thought he would end up sacrificing himself to save one of them or both of them, and then Grogu goes off with Rada because I honestly don't like the way they ended Rada's story in this.
Did he
I
have
He's
his
like,
honestly
okay, I
thought,
guess
jetpack?
I'm hanging out
I
here.
was more concerned about Rada when I thought he was going over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did
Right?
Exactly.
did Din have his jetpack when they jumped out? Because I thought he lost it.
He doesn't have his jetpack during that final
I didn't think he
battle.
did either. But I also, Craig, to your point, I didn't think he was going to die at that moment either. Like I felt pretty safe about all the main characters at that point. I thought the execution of the scene was really well done. But I didn't think he was going to die. If they were going to do that, I thought that would have been more during the time when he's kind of in a comatose, like kind of state and whatnot. But yeah, I see where you're coming from.
See,
I just think
I'm
that I like when it feels like there's real consequences that could happen. You know what I mean? Where
Mhm.
when you don't feel like for example in Maul, when you have these Inquisitors, we see them again, so we know they don't die. You know what I mean? I'd rather have had different Inquisitors in the show that you know you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what necessarily know their fate, but you see them in Ahsoka and Tales of the Jedi, right? So
Mhm.
I like to not feel like I know what's going to happen sometimes.
well.
I think
Okay,
that's
so
fair.
for me during the final battle with the X-wings showing up, I will say during that moment it was like, well, they're X-wings. Like they have not these ships have nothing on X-wings. You know, these guys are gonna. There's no way these guys are gonna die. But when Din tells them to run, he goes, "I'm gonna catch up with you," and he has his pistol or his gun, his rifle there, and how he's like loading it and firing, and the doors opening up. That was the moment I said, "Oh, he might not make it." Like I genuinely thought at that moment he's gonna kill himself to save everybody. Like he's gonna be like, just go, just jump. You have to go. I'm gonna stay here and hold them off so you guys can get to safety. I thought that was gonna happen during that moment. Just the way it showed how little firepower he had against what was coming through the door. Um, I there was a brief moment there again that I was like, oh, he's probably gonna die. So I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
that's just my
same.
brain.
No, me too. I thought the same thing. Um, one thing I absolutely loved in this movie was Grogu taking care of Din when he was trying to heal him. Also, I think this is the first time we see Grogu use Force heal.
We see him do that in season 1 with Grief Karga.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's right. Yeah, I was
That
trying
was
to
the week
remember.
before The Rise of Skywalker came out. because they showed the Force Heal episode of The Mandalorian, and then like
Right
2 days later,
before.
I went and saw The Rise of Skywalker, and Rey does the Force Heal. I'm like, what? Like twice in 1 week? That's insane! Like I just remember that blowing my mind in 2019. But
Can
Wait,
we
when
just
does Rey do the
acknowledge
Force Heal? Oh, I was thinking
when
the
Kylo got stabbed
Rise.
on the Death
I was
Star
thinking of
remnants
Rise
or
of the
whatever.
Resistance.
Okay.
I was
Fair.
like, wait a minute, Rise of where? Because Rey's in Rise of the Resistance.
She doesn't force kill anybody on that ride, guys, just in case you've never been on.
If you're about to throw up, she's like, hang on, I got you.
Can we just take a moment to say what I think everyone's favorite part of the movie was, which was Grogu
Oh,
by himself doing everything he could to save Din. Like that was I was, you know, as that sequence started happening, it hit me. This is why the movie's called The Mandalorian and Grogu. Like this is the reason his name is in the movie is because of this scene right here. He's all by himself. He's using everything he knows to try and save his father. And I was blown away. And I love that when he looks when they zoomed in on that stick in my brain, I was like, that looks like Yoda's staff. And
Exactly,
and then it
like
cuts to him and he's walking with it. I was like, oh my God, this is so good. I was genuinely really happy with that whole sequence. And I think most people who didn't like the movie will say that was probably the best moment of the whole film.
I'd say
I
it was
don't know if I would
5
call it the
minutes.
best.
It was
I
like
don't
5
know
minutes
if
too
it was
long
the
for
best because it's not really a particular scene. It's like a good 10-minute part to the movie, right?
Oh, I thought it was great.
But,
Thought it was
but
a
if
great
you're
sequence.
talking about like I thought the what is it, the sea dragon, what do they call it,
Yeah,
like the basilisk type thing.
the sea, I think they call it a sea dragon.
The big
Anyway,
white
I
one.
thought that scene where Din was fighting
You're
that
the creature guy. You're the
awesome.
creature guy. You're the one who's supposed to know this. Put this down. Write this down for a trivia question.
I think that is what it's called, though.
Someone
I think
write
they
it
call
down.
it the sea dragon.
I
that
believe
was
it.
a great sequence. Like
It was
that
even better in 3D when it was in like the first time I saw
Ooh.
it on IMAX, and then the second time was IMAX 3D. It was even much better in 3D.
I've got a question for you guys regarding that scene. Was anyone else confused when, like, the Hutt twins threw his helmet down to him?
No, he
After
said
they
say it.
Well, they talked about how Mandalorian steel is worth a small fortune on the black market, and then like they want to keep it, so they acknowledge Beskar's valuable. They see him wearing all of his Beskar, yet they drop him wearing all of his armor minus his helmet, and then just like toss him his helmet like midway through the fight. Did anyone else find that
For
weird?
me,
I found that a
no. For
little
me,
weird.
the Hutts don't need money. They
Sure.
have enough, right?
Sure.
I don't think that matters to them. For them, it was the pride. Like I think the twin says at one point, "We will get ecstasy from your shame." You know, like
Sure.
for them, it's the embarrassing him part.
Sure.
It's the belittling him part that they're finding enjoyment of.
Yeah.
So them throwing the helmet
Okay.
down is like, here you go, here's your
Yeah,
cap. Like,
go crawl for
you
it.
know, this is so important to you,
Sure.
and we don't even care. We'll just toss it away.
Okay,
you know?
that makes more sense. But I was like, what?
I just remembered. I giggled when he looks up at them and they're looking down and they just start laughing at him. I was
Yeah,
like,
they
that's
were
I don't know
like,
why that's hilarious. Like because it reminded me of Jabba looking down at the Rancor going, oh. And it's like, you guys just like, is that all Hutts do? They just like watch people die going, this is great.
Yeah, pretty
that
much.
made me laugh. I was like, yep,
You know
that's
what was
they do.
a weird scene? I got it. The scene when you're seeing them go through the tunnels with the Hutts the first time, and you're like looking in the rooms, and like the Hutts are like rubbing on each other. I'm like, what's going on in here? I'm like, hold
Hut
on.
things.
Yeah, Hutt
Lots of
things.
hot things.
Even
Close
the
the door,
twins.
Hutts.
Even the
I don't know
twins,
what's
how
going
they
on
were-
in there.
how they're all up
They
against
wanna
each
wanga.
other. Yeah, they want no. Even the way the twins were like rubbing up against each other, the way they're like sleeping, I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Hutts are
Jabba
weird.
must have been off the
Jenna
beaten
wants to
path
come
with
and
that.
see. She saw the movie. So Jenna.
Jenna.
Okay, Jenna.
Hi, Jenna.
Hello.
Can you hear her?
Did you like the movie?
Yep.
Yes, I did.
What was,
What
your,
was
favorite
your favorite part?
My favorite part, it was
What part did you like the best?
where a Mandalorian got saved by Grogu.
That was James's
Right.
favorite part too, Jenna.
See,
She just proved your
Good.
point, James.
told you.
And what part
Did you
didn't
think
you
Grogu
like?
was really?
The snake part.
She didn't like that
Oh.
part. She got scared.
Yeah.
That was
That was
scary.
intense. Even as a grown up, I was like, "Good grief, this is intense."
Yeah.
Did you think Grogu was extra cute in this one?
It was cute.
Yeah, it was really cute. I
What
like
would
the
you
part where
give
he
it on
goes
a
and
scale
steals
of
the
1 to
fish.
10?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
There you have it, folks.
She knows what's up. I like
Good job, Jenna.
Good job, Jenna.
Did you want to say anything else about it?
No, not really.
Not really. Okay.
She's like, Dad, we
I-
gotta go.
I got something to say to you, James.
Oh,
I think I know where this is going, and I'm so
Mando
ready
like
for it.
Grogu is better than Rogue One. Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
I am crazy. I'm very, very crazy. Thanks for pointing that out to me. Oh, no.
It's funny.
We can edit. We
It's
can
a-
edit that out in post. That was
No,
genuine.
no, we're
That was
keeping that
totally
in
real.
there. That was amazing. Thank you, Jenna. I appreciate that.
Good job, Jenna. Good job following cues.
You want to say anything else
Um,
before you say goodbye?
Um,
Okay. Well, thanks for coming to visit.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for writing that down for her, Craig. Appreciate that. You're like, no, she did that.
on this chair.
What else did you want to say?
Do you guys like the movie?
Yes.
I loved
Yeah, it
it.
was good.
I
What do
thought
you
it was
guys rate
amazing.
it on a scale of 1 to 10?
I gave it an 8.9.
I was a 7 out of 10.
I was a 9.3 out of 10.
What was y-
9 to 10.
We found a new host.
um
New
what was your
demographic.
favorite- what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was the same part that you liked when Grogu saved Mandalorian. I thought that was a really great sequence.
Okay. What about
Zach, what
yours?
was your frick?
Ooh, mine was when Mando came in at the very beginning, and he just wasn't messing around and had to get to the Imperial officer he was after, and he was kicking butt. That was my
Talking
favorite
about
part.
the snow sequence?
Yes.
The snow
Yeah, the
sequence.
cold open.
Yeah, dog. Hey, no.
Okay. What you want to ask Mary too?
What was your least favorite part?
My least favorite part?
Tough
Why
question.
do I get a different question? I had mine prepared for the last one. My least favorite part was probably when the Hutts took his helmet off, and then you could see how sad he was, but then it led into my favorite part where he stood up for himself and he followed through, or the part where Grogu was really scared that Din wasn't going to wake up. I think that was my least favorite part.
Okay. What about yours, Zach?
Ooh, my least favorite part. I'm trying to think.
The pressure's on, guys.
The pressure's on, guys, for sure. I don't know. I will say I did love how Grogu saved Mando, but I think it went on just a little bit too long for me. And it's not that that was my least favorite part of the movie, but that was the part of the movie I think I found myself most bored. Is that good? Is that an okay answer, Jenna?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, what about
Okay, my least favorite part was I wanted
Okay. Go after.
Grogu to hug Din Djarin after he woke up, after he was better, and he gives that speech, the old take care of the young and the young take care of the old, this is the way. I wanted there to be a moment between the two of them. So it was my least favorite part that it just cut away from that, and then the movie continued.
That makes sense.
Okay.
I say she's gonna say goodbye.
Jenna. Bye, Jenna.
It says goodbye. Love you.
Thank you, Jenna.
Bye.
You're awesome.
Bye.
With my chocolate chip cookie, I just finished.
I want a chocolate
Like
chip cookie,
cookies?
Craig. What
I
the
want
heck?
chocolate chip cookies. Come on, man. You can't be just dropping cookies over there.
I know. Yeah, I think
Okay.
overall, I think the movie was great. I think it's something I definitely want to see again.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that I want to see again, like right away. Like I want to go watch it tonight. I want to go watch it tomorrow because it's fun. It's a fun
Yeah,
movie, and I
agreed.
feel like movies these days don't have that. Like look at the Marvel films. Like look at the Guardians of the Galaxy. As great as those movies are, they are very sad. Also, they're very emotional, and it's like the rewatchability is like I don't know if do I want to put myself through that. Whereas this movie, it felt like a New Hope, where you're like, this
Mm.
is fun, this is an adventure, the good guys win, they get challenged, but they still come out on top, and it was so much fun to watch. And I just if you have friends who are on the fence about watching it, tell them to go see it because it is a legitimately fun Star Wars movie. Like even more fun than Solo. And I love Solo a lot, but this
Mm.
was more fun than Solo.
Do you guys think that?
I like it was better than Solo, but I don't think it's better than Rogue One.
Fair.
That's fair.
Rogue One was very intense, surprising in some ways. I mean, because you didn't know you kind of had a feeling all the characters would die, but they did, and they all had a lot of big moments, and I thought that was really cool to see so many of them have so many big moments at the end, and then Vader, of course, and the space battle above Scarif, that was great.
When I say I didn't like Rogue One, I just want everybody to know this: the Battle of Scarif is amazing. Like that whole sequence is just absolutely one of the best battles Star Wars has done. Not as good as A New Hope, but it's still one of the best battles. It's very intense. It's very sad. It's very emotional. The ending with Vader with Leia is absolutely amazing. It's just the first 2/3 of that movie that I just cannot get through. So that's what I just want to just let people know that I don't hate Rogue One. It's just not my favorite. Anyways,
What
Do
were
you
you going to
guys?
say, Zach?
Oh, do you guys think that? Well, so I listened to an interview with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. I think Mary was talking about it a little earlier. I sent it to the group chat. It's about 4 minutes long, where an interviewer from the comic book YouTube channel was just kind of talking about it being a standalone thing. And Dave kind of mentioned it's Star Wars to some extent. Everything's touching everything some way, somehow. There's always going to be connective tissue some way, somehow.
yeah.
You guys think this is the most standalone Star Wars project that we've gotten so far across? I'm going to say like the main TV shows and series, live action animated and the movies.
No,
I don't know if I'd count like Tales of the Jedi or Tales of the Empire, but those aren't really standalone
I
anyway.
think the most standalone is Skeleton Crew. It has
Mm.
absolutely nothing to do with anything.
Acolyte also in many ways.
Sure.
Mhm.
Solo felt pretty standalone.
But
Yeah.
Solo
Clone Wars,
gives you
the
kind of a
original movie,
preview.
the
I
original
feel like
cartoon
Solo
movie.
gives you a I felt like Solo gives you a preview of what Han was doing, and that connects to the original trilogy, the sequels, etc.,
Probably the
So for me, no.
the biggest standalone movie is A New Hope.
That's
Oh
cheating.
my
That don't count.
You
I would
monster.
say I think this is standalone in the adventure part of it, in
Sure.
the sense of like it's their story. We're just following them, like James was saying earlier, to his credit. Like, you know, we're not seeing what Sigourney's doing, or Wolf Trapper's doing, or
Right.
Zeb is doing, right? Or what we didn't follow Rada and see how he got to be kidnapped again by his aunt and uncle, right?
Mhm.
We just see the end part, and we kind of fill it in ourselves. It's not spoon feeding us. It gives us that space to like figure things out.
Hmm.
And that to me makes it more standalone. That's
Sure.
the only real part that feels standalone to me. But I think there were so many great nods to the movie, like the Yoda staff, the chessboard. The guy next to me and James all did the Leonardo DiCaprio meme when the guy picks him up and like drops him down and does the roar, because that's exactly what happens on the chessboard in A New Hope.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. That
And
made
the
me
noise
so
that
happy.
the one of them makes when it runs in,
Mhm.
the squeaky noise.
Yeah,
Exactly. So there was a lot of connects.
That's awesome.
The
There
one
was a
that did
lot
the
of connects
electricity.
for me.
Mhm.
Well, and do we think that the plot from this film could be a building block for something later? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because I was
100%.
telling my wife earlier this afternoon, like growing up, I watched like the Pokemon cartoon, and let's say an episode airs on a Saturday, they would have special movies that would come out like and be released on Cartoon Network or whatever. And the movie would acknowledge what happened beforehand, but then you get back to the TV show the next episode and it like doesn't acknowledge what the movie does at all. Do you think we're gonna see story beats pick up from this movie, like Rod the Hutt being part of the New Republic, or because they definitely make it a huge plot point that we're
I
gonna
hope not.
chase. Well, okay, but there's that, but
I hope
also
not.
sure, but with the Imperial remnants, it's part of like the opening crawl, and Din Djarin gets this Imperial officer, like the Mac Daddy that they're looking for. They said not Ace of Spades, whatever the knockoff was for that in the deck of cards. But he captures him, and the only thing the New Republic gets out of him is that, yeah, the Hutts were
Hutts
going to
were-
try to kill Rada, which we all could have figured it out, but it's not like Sigourney Weaver's priority was the Hutts. You know what I mean? I'm sure she would have wanted to get more info out of what the Empire was really doing. Do you think we'll learn about, you know, the New Republic discovering more of the Shadow Council? I know Ahsoka season 2 is going to really pick up on that, but do you think they left that out on purpose?
I think so. I think there's a lot of things because ultimately, and I think people forget this, is Mando and Grogu, all of that's Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, hopefully, is all leading to the Force Awakens. Like we have to
Right.
get to the Force Awakens with this entire plot. So for me, this was a standalone in that this was, I mean, kind of what I said and what Mary said was, yeah, this was their adventure during this era, during this moment. This is Sigourney Weaver's character is in charge of this base, and she's doing what she can to help the New Republic find answers of what's happening. And I think it's a pretty solid standalone film, but also the potential of like, oh, by the way, she, you know, Sigourney Weaver's character could get more power, get more troops, get more, you know, she has more of a force, and now it's like, okay, we have to go do this now, you know, Leia, or I think at this point Mon Mothma is the head of
Like
the New Republic.
I think she's the Supreme Chancellor.
Yeah, she's the Supreme Chancellor at this point. So it's like Mon Mothma wants us to do this now, and so now she starts to get missions from her instead of just like kind of doing her low level, like what she's kind of doing there with Din
For
and
sure.
everybody. So I yes and no. I think yes and no in that it's a standalone, but also I think it does set up more in the future that they could go on. But yeah, that's my long-winded answer.
For sure.
I kind of feel like it's not gonna go anywhere unless, like, I don't know, maybe they do that Rangers of the Republic or whatever it was gonna call, and maybe
Rogue
Rada-
Squadron.
What was it gonna call?
Rogue Squadron?
I thought it was Rangers of the New Republic.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Oh.
there was
Toronto
a
supposed to be in.
TV show and there was a movie. There was
The
movie,
Wonder Woman
yeah.
director was doing Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, Patty Jenkins was going to do Rogue Squadron, and then there was the Rangers of the New Republic, which was going to be with Gina Carano was going to be the lead of that one.
That
But-
ain't gonna happen.
That didn't happen. at all.
Zeb definitely made it feel like he wants, or that it gives the vibe that Rada's gonna stick around now. Which, did he steal that movie? He was great.
I thought he was
Dude,
awesome.
yeah, my wife said that. She was like, I had no idea who Rado was, but she said he was absolutely amazing. And I thought the same thing. I was like, this dude, this character is killing it in this film. Like you
Awesome.
feel he was incredible. He was probably the best character of the movie. Yeah.
People
Yeah.
need to
One
make
of
the
the best.
meme more like in the Clone Wars when Anakin and Ahsoka find him, they call him Stinky. And Ahsoka's like, oh, he's so cute. And Anakin's like, just wait until you see what he'll grow into. And then they cut to him being a gladiator. Like, someone needs to make that edit. Like, that would be hilarious. And he's just like yoked out of his mind, like taking down creatures. Like, that'd be hilarious. Anyway, but
I thought he stole the movie, honestly.
he
he did.
was great. He was awesome.
And I didn't even recognize Jeremy Allen White's voice at all during. Was he doing? Did he do the voice? Did he do his voice low like that, or did they digitally
No,
alter his
They do
voice?
something.
they digitally did it. I could hear his tone, like mannerisms and the way he talks and stuff, through it, but they definitely altered his voice to be a few pitches lower and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and to kind of like grain it up. But
For sure.
I
They
could tell it
give
was
it like a
Jeremy Allen White.
bellowing kind of
Yeah.
echo.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I thought Rada's character was great. I hate the way he moved when he did the like
Oh,
alligator roll.
yeah.
It bothered me so much.
When
I
the
I was
three
like,
love
I
heights
don't want
were
to
that.
watch
fighting at the
this.
end and they were rolling,
I
I thought
hate
that
it.
it makes sense. It makes sense.
I
I just thought it
love
was
that.
weird because
Of
that
course,
wasn't the first
it
way I
makes
thought they'd
sense.
move. It totally makes sense though.
So they
It
didn't do
made sense, but I hate it.
like I said.
When he'd
God,
like,
just even thinking about it irks me so bad. Watching him move through the arena, watching him fight his aunt and uncle, I was like, this is just no, I just don't want any of that. Like, I would have been very okay
I
if they all just talked.
I was
I didn't have a
I
problem
loved
with it. I thought it was fine.
I was
It is
pleasantly
a little weird,
surprised that they
but
used
it's like, well,
touchies.
how else is he supposed to move? Like an
for
inchworm?
sure. Well, and I didn't think
I
that
don't care.
the like his aunt and uncle were gonna put up as much of a fight physically against him as they did.
That's
I mean,
true.
Well,
like it
they're
looked
huts.
cool, you know. It's
Well,
hot.
it's like, how
Maybe
do they
they're
grab each other?
yeah, and they're just kind of like you know. But it's
How is he supposed to grab them? They got their arms aren't very long.
That fight was for me unexpected. I wasn't expecting that at all between the aunt and uncle and Rada, and that was intense. Like that was the cut back to the during that fight. I was like, oh my gosh, and that was one of the moments in and I mean, the snake pit sequence was also terrifying. But it was one of those moments where I was like, man, kids might get kind of freaked out by this because this is pretty intense, you know, action in this movie,
Well,
and more
compared
intense
to
than I
the,
think we're used to.
it was intense, but the sea snake scene, Jenna was like, "Ugh."
Yeah,
That was
I was
'cause
like,
when he's going at the on the IMAX screen in the 3D, and he's
oh yeah,
tearing apart the base of the trees or whatever it is down there. He's like the
Mhm.
bark or whatever. He's like going crazy, and Jenna was like scared at that part.
okay. During that sequence, I thought Din was letting the monster weaken the floor. Like that's what I thought was happening, and then what was going to happen was the huts would then fall through.
Mm.
I was like, oh, is that what's going to go on? But then when Grogu showed up, I was like, okay, never mind. But yeah, when he was letting him, like he was kind of moving and like letting him hit the wall, I was like, oh, is he trying to get him to weaken the base of this thing? Didn't happen. Okay, can we just point out them falling and then Grogu catching Rada? Like that
was great.
was
yeah,
that
was
was
good.
so good. Like I almost teared up with how cool that image was. Like that was, I thought that was amazing.
That was a
And
big
Din,
surprise because everybody's like,
Din
"Oh
going,
no,
good job,
Rada."
kid. Yeah. And then Din was like, good catch, kid. And
Mm.
Did he
stuff.
say that?
I thought he did.
I can't
Am I
remember.
Maybe he
crazy?
did. I don't
I
remember.
didn't like that he kept saying heel to Grogu. It's like that's your
Treating
kid,
him like
man.
a puppy.
It's not a dog. You know
Wait
what I
till
mean?
you have
This is-
kids, James. You'll understand.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
okay. No, I like when Rada looks over at him and he's like,
Need
"Can
I
I
bring
feed
Jenna
him?"
back?
Can I feed him?
The
Although-
part when he's like, "Can I feed him?" I started laughing so hard. I was like, "That's amazing."
the relationship
He's-
with Rada and Grogu was so wholesome. Like it
Them
was
on the
like
Yes.
they're
Oh
playing.
my
Well, and then like he's falling asleep on top of Rada, like in the
That
ship,
was so funny.
and he's
He's
just
lifting up.
he's snoring, but then Rada's also snoring, and then he's like, "Ooh," and he like just kind of like knocks him off, and I
Well,
thought that was
Yeah,
really
he's over
cool.
there telling them what to do, and he's like, "I don't know how to fly this thing. Do you know how to fly this thing?" And Grogu's like, "I have
And then
no
he's like,
idea."
I can't get in the cockpit. That was the best part.
Yeah, he goes,
That
"I
was
can't
good.
even fit in the." And
That
then
was
like
great.
him hanging in the ship, I thought was really funny because it's like, yeah, what do you do with a hut? Like when you
Yeah.
can't, like, you just got to have him hanging there.
Well, they had
Um,
multiple blurgs in the Razor Crest in season 1, so like I'd imagine a couple blurgs takes up more like square footage than a hut. Right?
You know, I'm shocked they didn't mention Carl Weathers' character.
I
at all.
know.
Like,
Or
not
have a
even
statue
just-
for him on Navarro or
yeah,
something.
just
or
something.
They
I
didn't
get
spend
it.
enough time on Navarro. They really
I'm
didn't spend enough
surprised.
time. I think if they spent more time there, then we would have gotten a little something.
I'm also
Um,
surprised. Sorry, they didn't bring R5 in this movie much. I mean, we
Mm.
saw him like for a minute, but he could have been on the adventure.
For
That's
sure.
true. He could have
I
had his own.
I was shocked we saw the N1. I didn't think we'd see it at all. Like just seeing the fact that they acknowledged
They
it,
had to show
like,
it. Yeah.
but I was like, man, are they going to pivot from the N1 this fast? Like, it's nice he's got like his minivan transport and then his hot rod. Like, well, okay, maybe minivan's not the right way to describe the Razor Crest. Something that he can move around with more stuff, and you know what I mean. Like, but I'm glad that they at least showed the N1 by his house because I didn't know how much they were going to previously acknowledge from the past seasons going into this. But I was glad to see that they at least showed a shot of the N1 being there. Like that just made me happy that it was there.
I thought it was cool that the Blurgs were there also.
Yeah, me too. I didn't think that he kept the blurgs after. It makes sense. I mean, after season 1, I don't remember. Maybe the blurg that Quill was on died.
Yeah,
But
the
I'm
one
sure
that Quill was on died. Yeah.
maybe he went back to his estate and he had more and he brought him back to Navarro, or I don't know. But I definitely thought of Quill when I saw the blurgs sitting in the rain, because it was the rain sequence when we saw the blurgs, right? Like kind of at night when Mando was working on the Razor Crest and Embo shows up. Oh, we haven't even talked about Embo yet.
Embo.
literally was about to say that. I was like, we
What's
have
what's
not
his
even
full
brought
name,
up Embo
Mary?
once. I emboldened.
Embo was
Stupid autocorrect.
good. Like
He was my favorite.
that was spot on. I mean, that was perfect. The way
When
he
he
moved.
took his hat off, that got me. When he took his hat off and threw it at Din and it came back, and then he just placed it on and does the little like swipe
Shing.
across the side.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, yeah.
Dave
That's
Filoni
good.
played 2 characters in this movie, guys,
Trapper Wolf.
and Embo.
I wish he
Yeah.
wasn't wearing his hat during that scene. Like that just.
Oh, in
I
the
was like,
his cowboy
dude,
with Trapper Wolf
yes.
in the bar.
no, in
Greg,
the
where are
in
you?
the cockpit.
Greg.
Your mic's off, Craig.
Sorry,
Oh, there you go.
I don't like that trap. I don't like Dave Filoni in the movie. It takes me out of it too much.
So I heard
You know
someone
what's
compare
funny
it
is
to
Dave
like
Filoni didn't want to be in it either.
fair.
He should have killed himself off.
Just be like, I'm done.
I'm out.
I guess.
So Deborah Chow, Rick Famuyiwa,
Doug
and
Chang.
then was Doug Chang, and then what was the other guy? There was another guy
Another
who's
one
standing.
too.
He's like the holder of the
Rick-
holocron. Like that's what. What's his name?
Who was the third? Rick.
Did he
Rick
he said
Famuyiwa and
Rick.
Deborah Chow.
was
And-
this the
and Doug
director
Chang.
of Mandalorian?
There was another guy who's standing there, and he is the keeper of the holocron, meaning he has like a lot of knowledge with Lucasfilm. And I cannot remember what his name was, but I'm pretty sure he was
Pablo?
standing.
Hidalgo?
No, not Pablo. There's another guy. David met him in Chicago at Celebration. And some people knew who he was. A lot of people didn't, but the people who did were like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe he's just standing over here."
I was
but he's
eager
pretty
to see
high
about
up.
Doug
Matt
Chang
Martin,
for
are you?
sure.
No,
You talking about
but,
Matt Martin?
no. Did y'all catch the special thanks during the credits? Who the special thanks were? Because they thank it was J.J. Abrams, Guillermo del Toro, Taika Waititi, and I forget. There's like a few names during the closing credits who they gave a special thanks to, and I was like, interesting.
I think that's a great way to end the podcast. Their special thanks and then our special thanks.
What?
Thank you
have
guys
we
for
had any-
watching.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen any comments from the viewers. Have any viewers rated it on the scale of 1 to 10 or what they thought yet?
I think a lot of
No.
people they don't want to. I don't know. It's a new movie. It just came out, and of course we gave up a lot of spoiler. And if you were watching this, you didn't see the movie, don't get mad at us. We gave you lots of warnings that there's
It's in the
spoilers in it.
title.
And overall, great movie, great Star Wars adventure. Cannot wait to watch it again. So yeah.
Same. I think I'm going to try to see it either Sunday or Monday. So the thing about the El Capitan,
IMAX
as much
3D.
as a great
IMAX
as-
3D.
that's what I'm
Trust
going
me.
for. As much as the El Capitan was a great experience with great people, I definitely want to see it in IMAX because the El Capitan does not have IMAX capacity because it is only one screen there.
Oh, I wanted to tell you
Unstuck.
guys something. at my theater, there was like 20 people in the theater, and this was for the opening IMAX 3D showing on Thursday. You normally it would have been no seats available. There was like 20 people in the theater. We had a problem with our 3D. And the movie started literally 45 minutes late, so they
Oh.
gave us free passes to come back.
So can I? So
Come
are
on,
you gonna go
yeah,
again? I'll come with you.
you got to come.
It sounds like a theater problem, not a movie problem.
No, it wasn't a movie. It was just I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Everyone was frustrated though because it started like 45 minutes late.
I could imagine. I'll say this: if you to close out the podcast, if you are on the fence about seeing it, if you've seen it and your friends are on the fence about seeing it, go see it. I think if you go into it with the mentality of I just want to have a feel good moment in a very crazy world at the moment, this is where you will find that
Mm,
stuff. So
that's
Listen,
great.
for me, it's better than the sequel trilogy. I enjoyed it.
okay.
I mean, listen, episode 7 was okay. It's just obviously I don't like where everything went, but I liked it better than Solo. It was a good movie. I would say a solid 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it, and you guys know my expectations were kind of low because I was hoping it would connect to certain original trilogy characters.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, Craig.
I think it's definitely worth going to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost
All
Jack.
right. If you want to find us, you can on Instagram at Star Wars Stuff Pod. You can find us on Twitter. Does anyone actually call it X anymore?
No.
Everyone just decided it's still Twitter, right?
Mhm.
Stuff Pod. You can find us on Blue Sky at starwarsstuff.bluesky.social. You can find us on Threads at Star Wars Stuff Pod. You can, what does that say? Oh yeah, exclusive content on our Patreon. Yeah, join our Patreon. It's fun. We also have a TikTok, and we have an email where you can email David all weird questions. He loves it. It's his favorite thing. Or you can even use the email to sign up for random stuff online, and David will love getting all your spam mail. All right. Facebook, we've got 2 pages. Also, if you're going to Celebration, there's a great Facebook Celebration page where things get put on there. Do you guys even play Twitch anymore? Do you go on Twitch anymore to play?
No, we don't.
Are you going to start doing Fortnite?
I think David was really talking about doing it. We might have to discuss that
Ooh.
because that'd be a lot of fun to do.
All right. Well, for myself, Mary, James, and Craig, may the force be with you.
Always. They want to wander.
This is the way.
I have friends everywhere.
Yeah, right here.